What's up, everybody? So a very interesting question asked by a potential student, also someone I think who's quite insightful in the business world. They asked me a question around what is the difference between cryptocurrencies and forex. So I think the real question there, really, what she meant to ask was, what is the difference between a fiat currency and a cryptocurrency? So because of her question, I'm going to cover all three aspects of this, right? So, guys, I'm just need to go off this. I'm on the Nasdaq chart right now. Um, we are gonna go to, let's say, Euro USD, right? So, woohoo! Sorry guys, that it was just proof that my trade was right. Anyway, so what you're looking at right now is a forex pair. So forex is short for foreign exchange, as most of you know. If you don't know, that's what forex entails. That's what forex is. So foreign exchange means the exchanging of currencies, i.e. you see here it says Euro USD. So I'm exchanging Euro for the United States dollar, right? So if I were to sell Euro USD, I'm selling the Euro, I'm buying the United States dollar. If I were to buy the Euro, I'm buying the Euro and I'm selling the United States dollar, right? So essentially, that is what Forex means. Now, us as traders, we tend to just say, oh, I'm a Forex trader, but then you also get things like indices. So indices are a collective of stocks. Things that apply to this would be something like US 30, the NAS 100, S&P 500, the DE 30. Those are indices. So now we want to sort of branch over and kind of clarify the difference between a fiat currency, and we want to identify the difference between a cryptocurrency. So a fiat currency, right, refers to actual currencies, so our common ones, are ones that the banks basically run the show and take us forward, right? Those are the US dollar, the euro, the pound, the yen, the rand, the ruble, the Indian rupee. I mean, you name it, guys. Any currency belonging to a country, right? That's referred to as fiat currency, right? Then we have things like cryptocurrencies. Now, guys, these are digital currencies run off of a blockchain. I'm not going to get into too much detail because this specific topic, cryptocurrencies, is something on its own, right? So, an example of a cryptocurrency would be BTC, which is Bitcoin. Now, just for like an added little bit of like tips, here you can see BTC to USD. So I'm the BTC, Bitcoin is my base currency with USD as my quote currency, right? However, you can also trade BTC to, let's say, XRP, which is the Ripple Networks tokens, right? You can have BTC to USDT, which is USD Tether, which is a cryptocurrency, right? So what a cryptocurrency is, and like I said, guys, this is going to be a super short video. What a cryptocurrency is, right? It's a digital currency, a decentralized digital currency run off of blockchain. So blockchain technology is, how do you explain this in a simple way? So blockchain technology is basically just making a network, or it's a design of an ecosystem, right? That's sort of put on this network and allows transactions to take place, man. So essentially, it can be used for any number of things, man. This is why you see the development of things like NFTs. This is why you see the development of like hedge funds starting to get involved, Goldman Sachs getting involved with cryptocurrencies, because this is kind of seen as the future of the way money is going to flow. So an example, and guys, this is not an investment advice of any kind. Please keep that in mind. Bitcoin could be seen as something that could be used as store of value. So an example of what we use as store of value is gold. Gold is a store of value. So Bitcoin in the near future could overtake that role from gold, if that makes sense. Then you get things like the Ethereum network, and the Ethereum network is just vast, guys. Like, I will fault them on the gas prices. Gas prices are just fees that you basically pay. For those of you who don't know what a gas price is, so it's just the fee you take to transact. So, for example, how much it costs for me to send money from South Africa to Malaysia, for example, then there's a fee, like every other bank, right? So as you can see, it functions almost exactly the same, yet it's decentralized. So there's an element of anonymity here. There's an element of privacy for you as the user. So for me personally, a huge sum of my profits as a trader, I would like to invest it in something like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, ADA, Sol, the world's your oyster, guys. Like, I would definitely recommend always when it comes to cryptocurrencies, guys, and this is vital, don't throw your money into everything if you don't even know what you're putting your money into. In a later stage, I would consider sharing my portfolio and showing you guys what I invest in and why. That video will take a lot of time, guys, like a lot. As you can see, this chart's a little bit wonky because I traded on and off occasionally, so I don't really take like my trade ideas off from BTC. Right? So essentially, cryptocurrencies they're very viable, guys. The transaction times you're cutting in like, yo man, we're talking about, like with example with the XRP network, we're talking about sending millions across borders in a couple of minutes, if not seconds. This is the purpose of cryptocurrencies. One thing to note here, each cryptocurrency holds a specific, so if you took note and carefully went through each of them have a specific niche that are able to fulfill, that can replace something that already exists. Now, guys, I'm not going to go into all of that detail in all of this. So that kind of sums up the whole video pretty much, really. Like just another example, you have Sol, which is the Solana network. That's like, it's the same thing basically. So a lot of these coins outside of Bitcoin is built off the Ethereum blockchain, right? So Ethereum is, for me personally, even though the gas fees are expensive, that's something that will be mitigated eventually. It can't be ignored for much longer. It's a minor problem that can be fixed, right? You'll notice most NFTs are sold on within Ethereum rather than Solana, but Solana is very much catching up there. You guys need to just, what my recommendation is, if the purposes of wanting to find out what the differences are, what do you want to do, I recommend researching each thing that you're interested in individually. Do your research, guys. The difference between having a fiat currency and having a cryptocurrency is these things aren't government owned, right? The paperwork is openly available for reputable cryptocurrencies. Read that white paper. Do your research. Look at the real use cases of the things you want to do. Think about what you want to achieve. So, for example, for me, right, I'm just making a hypothetical example here quickly. This would be an example of what my portfolio looks like with BTC and a couple of others, but I haven't added them here yet. So, like ADA. What would make me want to buy ADA? What would make me want to buy something like XRP? And when would I want to buy it? Now, the when for me is both fundamentally driven and it's also technically driven, like what I see on a chart, right? So, guys, like, I can never give you advice on what coins to buy, what not to buy, when to buy it, why to buy it. That's totally, it's up to you and your research, what you find value in. And like, I mean, for a perfect example here, I earn cryptocurrencies just from using this browser that I'm using right now, which is the Brave browser. Simply using the browser, I earn BAT, like I can show you guys here. If I go here, you see Brave rewards. I'm earning BAT just from simply browsing the internet like I normally would, right? So that is a perfect example of how the blockchain networks can work. And like, you can earn some of these currencies for free. You know, like, you could earn them by simply trading things and saying to yourself, oh, 10% of my profits, I'm just making an example, 10% of my profits, I want to invest in cryptocurrencies every month. In 20 years' time, you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank if you don't own the bank already. Right? So, guys, that's like the gist of what cryptocurrencies are, the differences are. So just to recap, a cryptocurrency is a digital, decentralized currency and run off a blockchain network, right? This is the simple lingo on it, right? Then fiat currency is currencies already existing by the government, right? That's a simple way to put it. Euro, yen, ZAR, dollar, whatever other like currencies there are there. Then you get Bitcoin, Ripple, ADA, Matic, Link, Dot, ETH, Solana, audio, freaking guys, there's like millions of coins. It just depends on what you're into and what you like. A good example of what a recommendation is if you want to get into this kind of thing. A good broker is Binance. I mean, by no means I use Binance. I love Binance. You need to do your research on the broker and decide what it is you want to do. Like, I don't actively trade cryptocurrencies all the time, so I don't necessarily need anything other than a wallet. Those of you who do want to trade, want to buy and hold, like for investment purposes, I would recommend getting yourself a nano ledger or any kind of hard wallet. Um, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it on this topic. Like, there's not much else I can't dive into without rambling on for like hours and hours on end. I hope you guys found this video useful. It was a very good question because especially as a beginner, these are things you need to be able to identify. With that being said, though, price action, guys. When I'm talking about charts and the tricks and tips I share in my other videos, it can be applied to a cryptocurrency if you choose to trade it, man. Like, it's just up to you whether you want to trade this or not. I'm sure you guys notice a lot of traders trade BTC, a lot of them trade ETH, a lot of them trade ADA, right? So it's totally up to you what you want to do. And let me not talk any further than that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I gave you guys most of the information you needed. Hope everyone has a good Easter. Stay blessed, guys. Keep it moving more than average.